Rachel's my publicist, so she's going to be my interviewer. So we're going to do it together.
Yes, hi, I'm Rachel from Penguin Books, and I'd love to introduce you to the wonderful Peta Mathias. And we are currently on tour around the country with her new book, Beat Till Stiff, and we are in Ashburton. So, we're with Paper Plus this evening at Ashburton Hotel, and the main theme of this book is transformation. So Peta, can you tell us a little bit about the new book?
I got the title, Beat Till Stiff, from, learning to cook cakes when I was young. And to make cakes you had to beat eggs till stiff. And so I thought it was, even though it's a slightly unusual name to call a book, I thought it was a great analogy for transformation, because egg whites start off as being so disgusting, something you would never put in your mouth, and then you beat them and they turn into something completely different, which is very beautiful white light and which carries other foods. And so to me that was a really good transformation story. And then I started writing other stories that explained transformation, but none of them bear any relationship to each other. I mean, it's not a book about food, it's a book about tiny little things that can happen in life that change a person or a country or even a colour into something completely different, hopefully positively. Yeah.
So we've got quite a few personal stories in there, so we learn a bit more about Peta in this book, I think. So we've got fabulous chapters such as how Peta stopped strangling her mother. Do you want to tell people a little about that?
Strangely enough, that's a chapter everybody wants to read first. How to stop strangling your mother. My poor mother. She lives in Sydney with her personal slave, my father. And she's, 92, I think she's actually 93 now. And my father is a younger man, so he's 80 something. And every time I write a book, of course, I have to send it to them, as if I was presenting a baby. I sort of hand them the book and say, see what I did. Because this mother-daughter relationship is very complicated. So I've written about that because I think a lot of women have problems with their mothers, or mothers have problems with their daughters, and it doesn't have to go on forever. There is a way out of it, and that's what that chapter is about. But then there's a chapter on sex, and so you have to read the mother chapter before you read the sex chapter, or you won't be liberated enough to understand it. And there's a chapter on the colour red. So, and how the colour red changed the world.
So Peta, tell us a little bit about your own personal transformation. You've written a fabulous chapter about tattooing and the history of tattooing, and you underwent something yourself.
It was really interesting writing about tattooing, actually, because I've never been interested in tattooing, and I found out a lot about it because I had to do a lot of interviews. And while I was doing it, I decided that I would have to get tattooed myself. So you'll have to read the book to find out what happened with that experiment. Yes, I got a tattoo. My friends were absolutely horrified and said, "Does your mother know?" And I said, "I'm 62." And they said, "Yeah, but we know your mother. You are so in for it." So I got this rose tattooed on my back, on my shoulder, and it's got La Vie en Rose written around it, which is Edith Piaf's most famous song. And in spite of everything, we still seem to be able to keep smiling and seeing life through rose-tinted glasses, which is an amazing ability that human beings have, especially human beings in Christchurch after everything they've been through. It was really interesting because tattooing is the ultimate transformation story, because you can't take it off. Once you've made that decision, it's there more or less forever.
So Peta also does a lot of other things besides writing books. She does a lot of colouring tours around the world, and as you can see, Peta has just come back from somewhere quite colourful.
India! Just come back from India, because this is how everybody dresses in India. This is not unusual at all. But I host culinary tours in different parts of the world, in the south of France, which I filmed with my production company, and that's just been screening on Prime. And I live in the south of France in the New Zealand winter. So that's why that tour is based there. And then I have a business partner who I do it with, and we do it in Marrakesh, which is fantastic because the Moroccans love partying. And we also do a culinary tour in India, and we want to do more. And then, and I teach a bit, teach cooking, and that's about it. That keeps me kind of busy, yeah.
Yes, if you want to know more about the culinary tours and more about Peta, you can go to www.petamathias.com, and all your information's on there.
Yeah. And thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy reading the book. Thank you, Rachel.